Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Lean Publishing Tip of the Day, where we give you a self-publishing tip for authors, and with a Lean Pub focus, obviously, on our platform, which you can discover at leanpub.com if you're not familiar with it. Today, I'm going to be talking about how you can set up a team discounts section on the landing page for your Lean Pub book so that people can buy multiple copies for their team, and that people who buy books for teams are then sort of like, led to do so, understanding that this is sort of set up for them. I guess the kind of high level thing there is that LeanPub makes it really easy for people to buy multiple copies of ebooks and then distribute them to, people in their class or people in their team, people in their company. And this makes us relatively unique. It's partly because so many LeanPub books are the kinds of books that people who are managing teams would want to buy, or people who are, managers in companies would want to buy, especially if their employees have, professional development hours that they need to get done, or if there's a book that you just want your whole team to read so that they're all on the same page and they've learned the same thing in the same way. So let me just share today's blog post. You can find these LeanPub tips of the day on our blog at leanpub.com/blog. This one will be featured at the top, presumably, if everything's been set up correctly right now, but leanpub.com/blog, you should see this one. You can find all the links to everything that I'm going to talk about in the blog post as well. But this is a really good feature for potentially selling more ebooks to corporate teams. And one of the obviously important features of it as well is that it's called team discounts, because we all know that when you're buying in bulk, you expect to get a discount on what you would get if you bought the same number of things just for the multiple of the individual price. When people buy in bulk, they expect discounts. So we have multiple ways of achieving that on LeanPub. You may have learned about some of them from some of these other LeanPub tips of the day, but not too long ago, we actually made a dedicated team discounts feature that you can set up easily on your landing page that looks nice. It only takes a couple of minutes to do this. So if you've got a book on LeanPub, I highly recommend you set this up. Let me just jump over here to a different tab and hope it doesn't do that jump around thing that it does sometimes. Okay, good. So this is Gregor Hopa's book, Platform Strategy, a very good book on cloud computing, if that's the world that you're in. But so Gregor has used our team discounts feature to set up this section on his book landing page that says you can get up to 5 team members. The minimum price, suggested price are set as always on LeanPub. LeanPub has a variable pricing model where you as the author set a minimum price and a suggested price, and then people choose what to pay. In this case, you can see that the sort of minimum price that Gregor has set for an individual purchase of the book at the top right here is $20. But the way the team discounts feature works is it kind of automatically makes sure that the minimum price for a purchase for 5 team members is going to be less than 5 times that. So obviously 5 copies at $20 each. If someone went for the minimum price would be $100, but they can use this team discounts thing to get 5 copies for $80. And you can do the math on the other things as well. I'll just see if I can get away with scrolling around here without it jumping around. Yeah, okay, so this is what the top of a sort of conventional LeanPub book would look like on its landing page. Gregor set up packages, which we actually talked about recently in a LeanPub tip of the day, including an event pack for 50 copies, which is a really great idea. Relatively soon, I think I'm going to be doing one of these tips of the day about how to market your ebook or online course to events and conferences and things like that. And so things like this event pack that's 50 copies that Gregor set up would be one way of achieving that. But again, he's also used the feature to set up the team discounts. So if someone's scrolling down and they're interested in the book and they get down past the packages, they can also get to this team discount section where they'll see that. Now, the question that you would have if you're a LeanPub author is like, that all sounds really great. How do I do that? Well, we've got an article in our Author Help Center about setting up team discounts for multiple copy purchases of your book. It's got the relatively, kind of, if you've seen our LeanPub Author Help Center articles before, there's a relatively familiar structure that's kind of repeated, where we point out where you can go to, what page you can go to in your book kind of author app side of things to do it. And then hopefully there will be good screenshots that show you everything you need to do to actually add a team discount section to your book, like we did to this demo team discounts book, if you can see that. So this article, again, will be in the blog post at leanpub.com/blog. And you can also find it if you just search the LeanPub Author Help Center. I'm guessing that if you use ChatGPT, you can probably find some pretty good instructions too. But let me just show you live in my Lens Livestream demo book, which I'm getting a little bit more used to using to do these demos. If you go to this, so the way this always works, as you'll know if you're a LeanPub author, is if you go to your book landing page and you're signed into your account, you'll see this little blue edit button. Just click that edit button. It'll take you to this overview page for your book where you can see all the amazing features that we have available to you as an author to kind of, carry out your plan to conquer the world with your book sales. But yeah, so on the right, there's a store section where you're going to find, things related to sales and pricing and things like that. And in that section, you will see a team discounts section. Now this has some sort of, pre-selected things. That doesn't mean that they're live. It just means that they're sort of pre-selected for you. If you don't want to do a 25 copy one, you can deselect that one. If you don't want to do a 15 copy one, you can deselect that one. You can also, we've got sort of like suggestions for the prices, like I was saying before, to sort of make sure it all kind of like makes sense automatically, so you don't need to do the thinking through all the math. Of course, like with all things on LeanPub like this, you can change it afterwards. You're not stuck with the decision forever. You can just turn on team discounts, go to your book's landing page, scroll down, see what it looks like, see if it all makes sense to you. And then, of course, what you can do is you can use that, take a screenshot of the team discount section if you want, use it in your social media, use it on your website if you have one, point people to this team discount section and say, hey, if you're like working on a team or if you're a manager of a team and you want all your employees to read this book, here's where you can go to get a great discount. And this is great for when you're networking. This is great for if you're giving a talk at a conference or a meetup or something like that, pointing out to people that like, hey, we built something that you get a discount if you're doing this. Once once you're okay with all these choices, all you need to do is click the enable the team discounts above, a very expressive button on that page. And yeah, then the LeanPub, then the team discounts will be live if your book has been published. Which of course this demo book hasn't been yet, so I won't bother clicking that. But let's just go back for a second to the blog post. Here's the blog post for today's tip. It should be relatively easy to find. If you're searching for it, you can find it on leanpub.com/blog, and we've got a little search. You can see the search icon there if you're looking for this one. All of these live streams are recorded and published later. Well, they're published actually as soon as they're finished on YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel at LeanPub. Please subscribe if you like learning about self-publishing tips, and specifically LeanPub self-publishing tips. We've got a playlist dedicated to these tips. And the really cool thing, and one of the reasons we're spending the time doing this, is that these tips will be permanently available for people who are interested in hearing, a little discussion for, 10 or 15 minutes about how a certain LeanPub feature works and what its connection is to your wider project as a book author. So there will be, people for whom like any one of these individual videos is their first discovery of LeanPub, or maybe their first time thinking about self-publishing. So we're going to try to be a little bit general and not go on too long. Let me just get this off the stage here. So thanks everyone for watching this video, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it later. If you have any questions, of course, you can email the team at hello@leanpub.com, or you can search our Author Help Center, which you'll find online easily with a search for LeanPub Author Help Center. So thanks, everyone.